My name is Marquerithe Schreuder and I'm a housewife living near Hout Bay.
My name is Tania and I've been living in Hout Bay for the last 10 years.
Hi, my name is Schreuder and I'm pastor of Hout Bay Church, the NG Church here in Hout Bay, since 2010.
My name is Floyed de Vaal and I'm an architect.
I'm Bronwyn. I suppose I'm a community worker. I have an NGO, but I've been living here for 15 years and very involved with the Hangberg community.
Ik is Liesel Matthews en ik is al meer dan 6 jaar betrokken in Hangberg gemeenschap met vulnerable en orphan kinders.
My naam is Christine en ek is die owner van hierdie crash, Hansel en Gretel.
My name is Karen Temlet and I run a Mums and Toddlers Activity Centre in Hout Bay called Time Together.
I'm Elaine Flatwell. I'm the principal of a little creche called Little Feet.
HBG Relief and others. HBG Relief is the relief team of Hout Bay Gemeente, Dutch Reformed Church in Hout Bay, that is run by volunteers from the church. HBG Relief aims to provide hope, immediate relief, and longer-term sustainable support for needy people in Hout Bay and surrounds, with a key focus on preschool children and pregnant women.
Well, initially I got involved through our church, which does a soup kitchen for the homeless people. And one of the homeless ladies lives, well, her family lives up here in Hangberg. And yeah, I got to know them and started visiting with them. And then they said, well, they want to start a soup kitchen for the hungry kids, which is how we started.
5,5 jaar gelede het ek begin met 'n feeding scheme. Omdat ek regtig gesien dat die kinders bly honger in my gebied. En daardie tyd het ek baie workshops gaan doen, die social development, wanneer ek het gevolunteer vir 'n ander organisasie. En die organisasie kan nie vir almal gegee het nie. So wat ek gedoen het was, ek het maar nou die feeding scheme opgemaak met die bedoeling om te kyk vir wie ons like 'n bietjie sop kan gee, 'n stukkie brood en 'n koppie warme tee in die winter en so aan. En dit baie vinnig gegroei. Finansiëel was dit eintlik 'n probleem.
And about a year and a half ago we started the soup kitchen for the kids. And then it escalated and she decided she wanted to start a little school.
En ek was so bly om vir Tania toe aan bod te kry, want Tania toe begin sien my hart. Ek wil dit doen, maar omstandighede laat my nie toe nie.
And with this, we assisted financially by selling second-hand clothes. And with the proceeds, we supported the soup kitchen and we helped her with her little school.
My intention was nie in die begin om 'n crash op te sit nie. Dit was vir my like meer soos 'n huis wat ek elke dag na kinders kan kyk, vir hulle kan voed en vir hulle kan warm hou tot die middag toe of die aand toe wanneer mense vir hulle kom haal.
And my husband's company sponsored a little Wendy house. And that's where they housed half the school, and then the other half was in another lady's house.
Ek het begin 5 jaar gelede met 3 kinders. En so het ek so dit aangegaan en dan het ek na 4 tot 4, 5, 6 tot 8 kinders en dit was net die hoeveelheid kinders wat ek gehad het. En toe begin ek nou na meer kinders kyk, na 15, 20 en so het aangegaan.
Ek het vir die jaar begin met Little Angels. En dit was meer gebaseer vir kindertjies wat se ouers erg op dwelms was, wat substance alcohol gebruik. Kinders wat geïnfekteer is by HIV en met HIV en AIDS. Kinders wat uit different en baie armoedige huise kom. Dis waarom as die kleuter die crash uiteindelik van nie.
Ek gee hulle kos en ek gee hulle porridge en kos en dit is alles wat ons uit ons eie sak uitgee. My man help my met alles wat ons doen. So dat is hoe ek begin het.
And it's always been a dream of mine to invest in my community where I come from. And so in the year 2010, I started out this.
I really wanted to give back to our community and I came and had a look around to see where we could help. and saw a huge need at these creches, and made an appeal to all the mums, and we donated toys and clothing and educational supplies as much as we possibly could.
The parents we're dealing with are functionally literate. A lot of them are absent. We've got a statistic of 4 women to 1 man in Hangberg.
We're dealing with a whole new phenomenon called the fatherless generation.
So you can imagine you've got one father who's got 4 different mothers. So the children aren't getting in this at home.
80% of the problems is coming from homes where fathers are either emotionally absent or totally absent.
Nothing irritates me like the chattering classes who just sit and talk about, oh, but those people and them. Yeah, when last did you actually get involved?
All the cultures are condensed in one valley. It's basically the whole world here in one valley. So it's got huge challenges for government and for everybody that wants to make a success of this community. Yeah.
I was a partner in a very big audit firm, and audit firms give money to the last 2 years of a child's education because what you want is the best of the matrics so that you can get BEE audit partners eventually. The problem is that brain development, the critical mass of it happens between ages 0 to 6. So all my time that I was this partner in an audit firm handing out lots of money to wonderful incentives, there was never money for the young ones. I always said that once I leave, that's what I would like to get involved in. I'm an actuary, I'm a mathematician, I'm a statistician, taught maths in the townships. The kids can't hold a pen in matric. If a child can't hold a pen, it's because he was not taught as a baby. I decided to do a pilot program with parents in early childhood centres, and one of the pilot programs I did was 30 parents here in Hangberg with Liesl Matthews' little school, Little Angels. And then I realized that in this dire socio-economic situation that the Hangberg people live in, there is absolutely no way you can focus on brain development if you don't get the basics first. And so this little dream of mine to help parents understand brain development has now turned into a much bigger dream of making sure that people firstly uplift themselves so that they can start looking after their children's brain development.
Maar dinge het toe drasties verander soos die jare aangaan en ek het besef dat die kinders eintlik education nodig het. Veral in ons gemeenskap wat ons is. Maar kinders moet geëdukeerd raak wanneer hulle kom in environments uit wat beskruiklik bad is. En so het ek vir myself gesê dat kom probeer 'n educare center. En ek het begin toe met 17 kinders. Ek sit vandag met 60.
This is good compared to what it was. When I arrived here, the kids were on the concrete floor, they with no tables and chairs. We managed to get a bit of donation for that. This is new, we've kitted out the classroom, we've painted it. This is as best as we can for now, but we really would like to see so much more.
Because there's no money, things seem to fall apart and people get hopeless in the situation. So we need positive people to be part of this journey. Yeah.
My experience has been that they're desperate. They need help. The facilities are in a very sad state.
We went out as HBG Relief. We reached out to people that were also involved in this community, saying let's stand together and together we can make a difference. But not as funders or people that want to rule the roost. The community is already doing it. We just want to step them up a notch. Just give them that little bit of a lift so that there's a space in which they can actually think and breathe and live and play.
They need tables, they need chairs, they need toilets. They don't have toilets. All the schools need kitchens and none of them have. And the teachers also need training.
But a teacher who is educated and trained can teach anywhere. They need early childhood development educators, and if we can turn our creches into early childhood development centres, we're going to go a long way to address the issues of dysfunction in Hangberg.
did some field research, went into the whole of Hangberg, understood exactly what's happening here. I did that in January, understanding that there's 8 schools, 8 early childhood centres, of which 2 is registered, 6 not. 4 of that 6 that's not registered is supporting a huge amount of the community. They're doing amazing work, but they have no proper infrastructure. And infrastructure costs money, and it needs land. And that's where we're now. We need to give these 4 schools proper infrastructure.
Daar was baie mense wat probeer help het al. Hulle wil inspring en hulle wil my help om met different ek sal sê resources om in te bring. Hulle wil vir my 'n kombuis opsit, hulle wil 'n klas miskien opsit. Maar hulle kan nie omdat dit is ons grond nie wat ons is.
There's this land, we've been asking for land. It's constantly a case of, well, do we just do and apologize later if anybody actually notices? Because there's this urgency. But unfortunately we're dealing with red tape.
My grootste gebed nou op die oomblik is ek gaan eintlik deur 'n moeilike tyd, ek stres, ek voel net dit lyk as nog meer as 'n jaar wat ek nou aansoek doen vir grond en ek vra hier help en daar help. En dinge kom net reg.
So we need to partner with the right people, and I think if we could find the right partners in council, we'll go a hell of a long way to realizing what we all want. It's not money, it's a commitment. It's a sustainable commitment. Money is nothing. You're feeding a child today, tomorrow the child's on the street again.
But we know we have to start, and we have to start fast, because there's a lot of hope that's being destroyed every single day. That people say, oh, just give me a mattress here, or give me a piece of pen here. That's not real upliftment. The real upliftment comes from real proper infrastructure.
Ek het 'n groep wat aan my werk, volunteers, en ek het al vir hulle ingeskerp om te dink en te glo dat ons niet geld, maar geld is nie alles nie. Dit om my kind liefde te gee en warmte te gee. En my heeldag in 'n goeie environment te wees, sal miskien vir hy kind help.
There's a lot of people here that really wants to do something, that really wants to make a positive future of what they are doing, and they're getting involved without getting any money for it.
We would like to have a flagship creche where we can show the community what can be done and promote early education. I just feel that being a preschool teacher, education from birth to 6 years old is fundamentally the most important part of a child's education.
At the moment we are in a church building, and you know we have to abide by the rules because we can't just do anything, so we are leasing. But just to know to have your own space where you can paint, the kids they can be free, they can paint, they can draw, and you know. So that for me, it will be idealistic to have your own space, our own space.
Op die oomblik slaap ek en my man in die voorhuis en my kinders slaap in die kamer. So ons het hier as 'n regte slaapplek vir ons, omdat ek die gedeelte het vir die kinders.
We have centres that are accredited and taken seriously. I think we'll go an incredible distance beyond just money, money, money.
We need land. We are looking everywhere. We might need to buy land. We might need to lease it from city. We might need to ask more churches, but we're going everywhere. We need land, and then we need money for the infrastructure. We've got a wonderful architect on our side. We were completely inspired by Ikaya Latemba, and we feel that that's the vision we have. Something similar to Ikaya, maybe a little bit cheaper, maybe a bit more expensive, I don't know. Time will tell and the funds will rain.
I've met these 2 ladies and they saw a project that I did for Ikaya Latemba. It's an after school for HIV children, 90 children, and they really liked the architecture and the way we handle the building system and the whole site. So they've asked us if we can do a similar project in that building system for them. What I want to provide is a better layout of spaces, play for the children inside and outside, more facilities like the toilets. They don't have proper toilets, and also just the general feeling of the place, more place for children that can be fun and creative. This is our proposal that we want to present to the council It's basically a sloping site, similar as Ikaeli Temba, and we want to use the same type of architecture and building construction that we use there because it worked quite sufficiently. Basically, it's a creche for 50 children, 4 classrooms with a classroom here that can be divided and it can be used as a hall. Then we've got the kitchen, a dining entrance area, office, and a sick room. Got an amphitheater here with a sand pit where the children can play, and then we're creating a play area around here with a jungle gym. Also, we want to do a vegetable garden where they can grow vegetables, a biogas system for the kitchen, and also water tanks where we can gather all of the rainwater from the roofs to irrigate the plants. We also heard from the community that they're interested in an art or a craft center where they can teach people to do crafts, and I think it can be beneficial for the children to also be incorporated in that. There was mention of a clinic, but we would like just to apply for it as it is.
I think the biggest need is to create a community who can see a future for themselves and who can put something in place of the emptiness that's always been there.
So ek weet wat is dit basically om swaar groot te raak, om honger te gaan slaap. En dit is regtig waar, dit is lekker. En hier probeer ek by inspring en te kyk wat met ons kinders in die gemeenskap gebeur het. Maar as ek nog aan dit dat my gaan vashou nie. Obviously gaan ek dit maak.
And I find that those of us in this community who do something about it are far more content and positive about the future of our country.
I would love to see the red tape and politics around what's going on removed, and just a huge movement and starting to build a creche here in the Hangberg area.
It will be a blessing just to have the space that the children need.
They just need people who can put structure in place and help them structuring a vision, but overall the people are very willing to get involved and to see the problem, do something about it.
There's a commitment that we can actually start to realize what we want to realize. We've got incredible people driving this. We need partners.
The parents need to know that their children are their hope and their children need to play with them. If you're so down and out, like you are in Hangberg, you've got to start somewhere. You've got to lift them up first. I'm going to see 4 decent play school centres for 50 kids each.
Our vision: to provide at least 3 approved, appropriately staffed and managed early childhood centres that care for 50 preschool children each, through a trust committed to education in Hangberg with wide community, church and municipal support. Possible land solutions: long-term lease between the City of Cape Town and the Hangberg Educational Trust of appropriately demarcated land, if such land is available with clear requirements set up front, or Hangberg Educational Trust to purchase appropriately zoned land if sufficient funds and land is available,